fortunately. Nawab had married early in life a sweet woman whom he adored, but of unsurpassed fertility, and she proceeded to bear him children, spaced, if not less than 9 months apart, then not that much more. And all daughters, one after another, until finally came the looked-for son, leaving Nawab with a complete set of 12 girls, ranging from infant to age 11, and then one odd piece. If he'd been governor of the Punjab, their dowries would have beggared him. For an electrician and mechanic, no matter how light-fingered, there seemed no question of marrying them all off. No moneylender in his right mind would, at any rate of interest whatsoever, advance a sufficient sum to buy the necessary items. For each daughter, beds, a dresser, trunks, electric fans, dishes, 6 suits of clothes for the groom, 6 for the bride, perhaps a television, and on and on and on. Another man might have thrown up his hands, but not Nawabuddin. The daughters acted as a spur to his genius, and he looked with satisfaction in the mirror each morning at the face of a warrior going out to do battle. Nawab, of course, knew that he must proliferate his sources of revenue. The salary he received from K.K. Harouni for tending the tube wells would not even begin to suffice. He set up a little one-room flour mill, run off a condemned electric motor, condemned by him. He tried his hand at fish farming in a little pond at the edge of one of his master's fields. He bought broken radios, fixed them, and resold them. He didn't demur even when asked to fix watches, though that enterprise did spectacularly badly, and in fact earned him more kicks than kudos, for no watch he took apart ever kept time again. K.K. Harouni rarely went to his farms, but lived mostly in Lahore. Whenever the old man visited, Nawab would place himself night and day at the door leading from the servants' sitting area into the walled grove of ancient banyan trees, where the old farmhouse stood. Grizzled, his peculiar aviator glasses bent and smudged, Nawab tended the household machinery, the air conditioners, water heaters, refrigerators, and water pumps, like an engineer tending the boilers on a foundering steamer in an Atlantic gale. By his superhuman efforts, he almost managed to maintain K.K. Harouni in the same mechanical cocoon, cooled and bathed and lighted and fed, that the landowner enjoyed in Lahore. Harouni, of course, became familiar with this ubiquitous man, who not only accompanied him on his tours of inspection, but morning and night could be found standing on the master bed, rewiring the light fixture, or in the bathroom, poking at the water heater. Finally, one evening at tea-time, gauging the psychological moment, Nawab asked if he might say a word. The landowner, who was cheerfully filing his nails in front of a crackling rosewood fire, told him to go ahead. "Sir, as you know, your lands stretch from here to the Indus, and on these lands are fully 17 tube wells, and to tend these 17 tube wells there is but one man, me, your servant. In your service I have earned these grey hairs," here he bowed his head to show the grey, "and now I cannot fulfill my duties as I should. Enough, sir, enough, I beg you, forgive me my weakness. Better a darkened house and proud hunger within than disgrace in the light of day. Release me, I ask you, I beg you." The old man, well accustomed to these sorts of speeches, though not usually this florid, filed away at his nails and waited for the breeze to stop. "What's the matter, Nawabuddin?" "Matter, sir? Oh, what could be the matter in your service? I've eaten your salt for all my years. But, sir, on the bicycle now, with my old legs and with the many injuries I've received when heavy machinery fell on me, I cannot any longer bicycle about like a bridegroom from farm to farm, as I could when I first had the good fortune to enter your employment. I beg you, sir, let me go." "And what's the solution?" asked Harouni, seeing that they had come to the crux. He didn't particularly care one way or the other, except that it touched